Hello and welcome back to Speaking with Confidence here on Vaughan Radio. I'm Ale and this is our time to practice English with confidence, step by step and without pressure. How do we do that? We build the language little by little. We start with real situations. We learn the words we need and we look at the grammar that helps us speak more clearly. Finally, we practice until it feels natural. Yesterday, we talked about adjectives. If you remember, we looked at how adjectives help us describe people, places, things, music, everyday experiences with more detail. For example, a beautiful old house, a delicious hot meal, an interesting new film. So yesterday, the main question was, what kind of thing is it? What kind of house? A beautiful old house. What kind of meal? A delicious hot meal. What kind of coffee? What kind of cafe? A quiet little cafe. That was the focus, describing the noun. Today, we're going to take that idea one step further, right? Because we don't always want to describe the person, just the person or just the place or just the thing. We also want to describe the action, not just he is a careful driver, right? Él es un conductor cuidadoso, but he drives carefully. Él conduce con cuidado. Not just she speaks perfect English. Ella habla un inglés perfecto, but she speaks English perfectly. Ella habla inglés perfectamente. So today we are moving from adjectives to adverbs. Okay? Very good. And we are going to practice this with, again, films, food, music, people, places, and everyday situations or everyday moments. And I hope that by the end of today's conversation, you will be able to describe not only what something is like, but also how something happens. So let's start, as we always do, with our useful words. So if today we're talking about how things are and how things happen, we need useful words for those real life moments. Moments in a restaurant, moments in a film or movie, moments in a concert or moments with friends, or when something surprises us, moves us, or makes us react. So let's look at today's first word, and that is pace. Pace, and this is a noun, and it means the speed or rhythm of something. The speed or rhythm of something. Pace. In Spanish, we can say ritmo. Ritmo, yes. And how can we use it? The pace of the concert changed after the first song. The pace of the concert changed after the first song. All right, word number 2 is bite. And this is also a noun. Let me spell that for you. B-I-T-E. And it's a small piece of food you eat. That's what a bite is. A small piece of food you eat. And in Spanish, un bocado. Un bocado. You can also use it as a verb when you want to bite onto something. But today we're going to use it as a noun, un bocado. It took one bite and I knew the dessert was homemade. I took one bite and I knew the dessert was homemade. All right. Next word is seen. Seen. And let me spell this for you. S-C-E-N-E. S-C-E-N-E. And this is also a noun. And a scene is one part of a movie or of a show or also a real situation. So in Spanish, this is escena, one part of a movie or a show or a real situation. How can we use it? The final scene made the audience completely silent. The final scene made the audience completely silent. Very good. Word number 4 is entrance. Entrance. And this is a noun, and we've seen this word before, but with a different meaning. Today's meaning is going to be this one: the moment someone arrives or comes in. The moment when someone arrives or comes in. So in Spanish, the meaning is the same, entrada, but not the place, okay? Not the place where you walk in through to get somewhere. But this is the moment someone arrives or comes in. So how can we use it? His entrance at the party was impossible to ignore. His entrance at the party was impossible to ignore. All right, so far we've got pace, bite, scene, entrance, and our next word is whisper, whisper. And this is spelled with W-H-I-S-P-E-R. And this is a noun, but it can also be a verb. And this is a very quiet voice when it's a noun, or to speak very quietly when it's a verb. Remember that definition. So whisper. This in Spanish is susurro or susurrar. So let's see. Let's use it in an example. She heard a whisper behind her during the play. She heard a whisper behind her during the play. All right. Next word today is cheer. Cheer. And this is also a noun, but it can also be a verb, to cheer. When it's a noun, it's a happy shout. A happy shout. And when it's a verb, it means to shout with excitement. To shout with excitement. All right. So in Spanish, this is un grito de ánimo. And when it's a verb, animar. All right. So how can we use it? The team heard a huge cheer from the crowd. The team heard a huge cheer from the crowd. In this sentence, cheer is a noun. All right. And our next word is playlist. Playlist. And this is also a noun. And a playlist is a list of songs. A list of songs. Una lista de canciones. Playlist. We made a playlist for the road trip. We made a playlist for the road trip. Very good. And finally, our last word today is ending. Ending. And this is a noun. And an ending is the final part of a story or a movie or a song or an event. Ending. And in Spanish, this is final. The ending of the movie surprised my whole family. The ending of the movie surprised my whole family. So there you have it. 8 words for today. Let me go over the list one more time. Remember that if you're listening somewhere there, you need to say these words out loud, okay? So you can hear yourself. So let's begin. Pace, bite, scene, entrance, whisper, cheer, playlist, ending. All right, your turn. If I say lista de canciones, you say playlist. Very good. If I say entrada, entrance. Very good. Ritmo. I know you want to say rhythm, but this is a different word today. Pace. Very good. Bocado. Bite. How about final? Ending. What about grito de ánimo? Cheer. Or animar también, right? Susurro. Whisper. Escena. Scene. And I think that's it. Did I say entrada? Entrance. All right. Those are our 8 words. Now that we have those, let's practice with them. And remember that our words are pace, bite, scene, entrance, whisper, cheer, playlist, and ending. Let's begin with our first challenge or first activity. And what is it that we're going to do? We are going to guess the word. How? By checking the definition of each word. So I'll give you a clue and you guess the word. Okay? So listen to this. A small amount of food you put in your mouth. A small amount of food you put in your mouth. So what did you say? What is this? Is this bite? Yes, it is. Very good. Can you spell bite? B-I-T-E. Very good. All right. Next, let's see. The way someone arrives and becomes visible to others. The way someone arrives and becomes visible to others. What is it? This is entrance. Entrance. Can you spell that for me? E-N-T-R-A-N-C-E. Perfect. Very good. Next word. Listen. The way something moves. Fast, slow, calm, or intense. The way something moves. And that is pace. Can you spell that? P-A-C-E. Pace. Very good. How about this? A moment in a story, a movie, or something happening in real life. One moment in a story, a movie or film, or something happening in real life. What is this noun? A scene. Very good. Scene. And let's spell that. S-C-E-N-E. Very good. All right. Next one. A voice so soft that only nearby people can hear it. I'll say that again. A voice so soft that only nearby people can hear it. What am I talking about? A whisper. Very good. Whisper. And this is W-H-I-S-P-E-R. But how about a sound people make when they are happy, excited, or supportive? What kind of sound do people make when they are happy, excited, or supported? What is this called? A cheer. Very good. A cheer. So how is it spelled? C-H-E-E-R. C-H-E-E-R. All right. A group of songs chosen for a particular moment or activity, or because you like them. very much. What is this? A group of songs chosen for a particular moment or activity, and I would add because you just like them. And this is a playlist. Very good. One word, playlist. Okay? And let's try one more thing. The part where something finishes. The part where something finishes. And this is ending. Very, very good. Ending. Ending. Okay, now that we've got those words, we've got the definitions really clear, let's put them in context, as we always do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 options for you to complete my sentence. Listen to this. How about if I give you the options first? Pace, bite, and entrance. Okay, keep those in mind. Pace, bite, and entrance. So which one of these completes this sentence? The dance class started slowly, but after 10 minutes, the became much faster. And I'll say that one again. The dance class started slowly, but after 10 minutes, the became much faster. So which of the options that I gave you fits this sentence? Pace. Very good. The dance class started slowly, but after 10 minutes, the pace became much faster. Very good. Have you ever taken dance classes? I have, and it's very entertaining and very useful. All right, next word, and much, much fun. Listen to this. Options are scene, bite, and cheer. I'll say that again. Scene, bite, and cheer. So, I wasn't very hungry, so I only took one of the toast. I wasn't very hungry, so I only took one of the toast. One what? One bite. I wasn't hungry, so I took one bite of the toast. Only one bite of the toast. Very good. All right. Next one. Your options are playlist, entrance, and scene. Playlist, entrance, and scene. So listen to this. In the middle of the series, there was a funny between 2 brothers in the kitchen. I'll say that one more time. In the middle of the series, there was a funny between 2 brothers in the kitchen. So what word should we use? Let's see. In the middle of the series, there was a funny scene between 2 brothers in the kitchen. This is the best word. Very good. Scene. All right. Next options are entrance, ending, and whisper. Entrance, ending, and whisper. So, the room was quiet until the teacher made a dramatic with a big smile. I'll say that one more time. The room was quiet until the teacher made a dramatic with a big smile. And did you say entrance? Let's try. The room was quiet until the teacher made a dramatic entrance with a big smile. Very good. Probably everyone laughed, right? All right. Next one is, well, your options are cheer, whisper, and pace. Cheer, whisper, and pace. So listen to this. During the exam, one student spoke in a, and the teacher immediately looked up. During the exam, one student spoke in a, and the teacher immediately looked up. So which of the options is the one? I'd say during the exam, one student spoke in a whisper and the teacher immediately looked up. Yes, that will definitely make a teacher turn their heads. Whisper between students. I once caught students cheating on an exam, and I actually found their cheating sheet. So, what's the word here in Spain? What is it, Maya? The cheat sheet. I don't remember the word in Spain that you use. In my country, we call it chanchullo. Isn't that funny? Isn't that a funny word? But here in Spain, the cheat sheet is called, oh God, I can't remember. I'll come back to you with that one. Oh, chuleta. I've just been told. Chuleta. So yeah, that is a cheat sheet. And so I caught a couple of students with a cheat sheet under their table. And because they were whispering, so that made me look up, walk up to them without them noticing, and then I just took the cheat sheet from their hands. I didn't know what to do. Should I have kicked them out of the classroom? No, right? I gave them another chance, yeah. And they just kept on working on their exam without their cheat sheets. I cannot remember what grade they got. Anyway, let's continue. When the little girl finished, well, I didn't tell you the options. Cheer, bite, and ending. Okay? Cheer, bite, and ending. So, when the little girl finished her song, there was a warm from the audience. When the little girl finished her song, there was a warm from the audience. So what is that? What do you think fits best in this sentence? A warm cheer from the audience. There was a warm cheer from the audience. Very good. Let's keep on moving. Let's see. Before I say the sentence, your options are entrance, playlist, and scene. Entrance, playlist, and scene. So listen to this. I need a relaxing for Sunday morning while I clean my room. I need a relaxing for Sunday morning while I clean my room. And the word that best fits this sentence, this phrase is, I need a relaxing playlist for Sunday while I clean my room. Do you play music when you're cleaning your room or your house or your apartment? I think it's fun to use music while we do those things. Not while you're studying, at least I don't think so. My daughters seem to think so, but I don't think it's a good idea to listen to music with your headphones on, while you're studying. It distracts me. Okay, so one last one. Listen to this. Ending, whisper, and pace. Those are the words. Ending, whisper, and pace. The novel was excellent, but felt a little sad for me. The novel was excellent, but felt a little sad for me. So what is it? Is it ending, whisper, or pace? Can a pace feel sad? No. Can a whisper feel sad? Well, yeah, but it doesn't really fit in this sentence. So ending, the novel was excellent, but the ending felt a little sad, right? Yes. Very good. So we've practiced with our words, and our words were, let's go through them one last time before we go on a break. pace, bite, scene, entrance, whisper, cheer, playlist, and ending. And today my favorite word is going to be playlist. Why? Because we're going on a summer trip and we are going to need a playlist for the road. All right, we're going to go on a small break, okay? And but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we'll move into today's grammar, adjectives, and adverbs. All right? Just go ahead, take a moment to breathe, drink some water, stretch a little, but don't go too far. We will be back in just a few moments.
Esto lo que oyes.
You're listening to the right radio. You're listening to Vaughan Radio. You're listening to Vaughan Radio.
Estas vacaciones, haz un viaje para tu inglés. Con los cursos intensivos semanales de Vaughan, mejora tu inglés durante cualquier periodo vacacional. Navidad, Semana Santa, verano, tú decides cuándo. Una semana para mejorar tu fluidez. Gana confianza al hablar. Aprovecha tu tiempo libre al máximo. Y lo mejor es que puedes reservar tu curso desde ya para asegurarte tu plaza en el momento que prefieras. No dejes pasar la oportunidad de avanzar en tu inglés estas vacaciones. Entra en grupovaughan.com/intensivos y contrata tu semana intensiva hoy mismo, porque tu inglés también merece unas vacaciones.
Mommy, Daddy, these summer English books are so much fun.
¿Quieres que este verano tus hijos repasen inglés de forma divertida? Tenemos justo lo que necesitas. Llega Summer English. Listen, practice, learn. La nueva colección de cuadernos de Vaughan para niños de primero a sexto de primaria. Con juegos, gramática, vocabulario, audios y actividades online. Todo al más puro estilo Vaughan. Ya disponibles en vaughantienda.com y librerías seleccionadas. Este verano, aprender inglés será su plan favorito.
¿Quieres mejorar tu inglés sin complicaciones? Vaughan Inglés 4.0 es el curso de inglés más completo en formato audio, con casi 600 clases desde cero hasta nivel avanzado. Paso a paso, donde y cuando quieras. Claro, práctico y eficaz. Gramática, vocabulario, pronunciación y sobre todo, resultados. Busca nuestro podcast Vaughan Inglés 4.0 en iVoox.
Este verano, ¿quieres que tus hijos se diviertan, vivan 1000 aventuras y además ganen fluidez en inglés, rodeados de naturaleza y con los mejores monitores angloparlantes Vaughan? Tráelos a nuestro Vaughan Summer Camps, con cabañas, actividades acuáticas, multiaventura, nuevos amigos y entornos increíbles donde aprenderán a resolver situaciones cotidianas en inglés sin darse cuenta. Más de 3.000 niños viven nuestras inversiones cada año. Encuentra tu mejor Summer Camp sin salir de España. Contrata tu mejor camp.
Come to learn with us at Vaughan.
¿Te apuntas?
En Vaughan Town hay un antes y un después. El antes es inseguridad, titubeo, fastidio. El después es confianza, convicción y arrojo. Y esto en solo 6 días.
El mayor ambiente lingüístico jamás creado, con la mayor variedad de acentos nativos nunca antes reunidos. Vaughan Town, el pueblo anglo de Vaughan. Vaughan Town. Rechaza imitaciones. Infórmate en el 911335833.
Vaughan Town. Cambia tu inglés ya.
Encuentra todos los libros de nuestros presentadores de radio en las tiendas Vaughan. Nosotros te ayudamos a encontrar el libro perfecto para ti, para todos los niveles y edades. También encontrarás libros de alemán, francés y mucho más. Estamos en calle Orense 75, en Madrid, o en nuestras 6 delegaciones por España. Ven a vernos o visita vaughantienda.com. Vaughan, learn English.
Escúchanos en cualquier momento y en cualquier lugar. Descarga la app de Vaughan Radio.
You are listening to
Everyday.
To listen to Vaughan Radio. You're listening to Vaughan Radio.
Tune in every day.
Vaughan Radio.
Speaking with Confidence with Ale.
for the road. All right, we're going to go on a small break, okay? And, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we'll move into today's grammar, adjectives, and adverbs, all right? Just go ahead, take a moment to breathe, drink some water, stretch a little, but don't go too far. We will be back in just a few moments. And welcome back to Speaking with Confidence here on Vaughan Radio. I'm Ale, and today we're talking about the difference between adjectives and adverbs. And before the break, we practiced words like pace, bite, scene, entrance, whisper, cheer, playlist, and ending. And now we're going to connect those words to moments using our grammar. All right, so, but before that, here's a language fact that is going to be useful. In English, many adverbs are created by adding ly to an adjective. Yep. So we add an ly to an adjective, and then it becomes an adverb. For example, quick becomes quickly. Careful becomes carefully. So in many cases, English gives us a very useful clue. If we are describing a person, a place, or an idea, we would normally use an adjective, right? A quiet room or a careful answer. But then if we are describing the action, we often use the adverb of that same adjective. They waited quietly. She answered carefully. So, but, the important thing is that not every word ending in ly is an adverb. So I'll say that again. Not every word that ends in ly is an adverb. Although that is a clue for us to know that if we see a word or at least an adjective that ends in ly, it can be an adverb, right? But some of those aren't. Look, for example, friendly. Friendly is just an adjective. Friendly, lovely, lonely, lively, elderly. Those are adjectives. So we can say she is a friendly person, not she speaks friendly. We can say instead she speaks in a friendly way to describe the action, right? So it's a little detail, but a big difference. But remember those words, friendly, lovely, lonely, lively, elderly, those are adjectives. Okay. So, that's what we're going to be practicing now in our grammar that works. When to use the adjective, when to use the adverb, and also the difference between the words good and well, because those are not the same, not just by the way they are spelled. They could have the same meaning, but we're going to see the difference. Okay, let's begin with our grammar focus today, and that is adjectives and adverbs. I know yesterday we went through some adjectives, and we're going to practice and review a little bit again today, just to make sure it's very clear, and then we'll work on our adverbs. So if you remember, an adjective tells us what a person, a place, thing, or idea is like, right? What a person, place, thing, or idea is like. That's what an adjective does. In Spanish, el adjetivo describe como algo es o como alguien es. ¿No es verdad? Una idea, un lugar, una cosa, un objeto. ¿Cómo es? Eso es lo que hace el adjetivo. Describe el sustantivo. And, for example, fue una canción lenta. Because you know this, you would say, fue una canción lenta. It was a slow song. It was a slow song. Very good. Slow is the adjective and song is the noun. How about this one? Dio una explicación clara. What would you say? Dio una explicación clara. Puede ser él o ella. He gave a clear explanation. He gave a clear explanation. Very good. So clear is the adjective and explanation is the noun. Right? And what are we doing there? The adjective is describing the noun. So if I say it was a slow song, fue una canción lenta, then slow is describing the song, right? Slow describes song. Clear describes explanation. He gave a clear explanation. So clear describes explanation. It's describing the noun. All right. And so remember, what is a pattern? Well, adjective and then a noun. Adjective plus noun. All right. A quick decision, a careful plan, a bad idea, a lovely moment, a loud cheer, right? We can also use adjectives with the verb be. So in this sense, the order changes. Noun, be, and adjective. What do I mean by this? The decision was quick, or this is in the past, but we can also use the present simple. The decision is quick. So the decision, noun, verb be, is, and the adjective, quick. Right? The decision was or is quick. The plan was careful, or the idea was bad. All right? So also another rule to remember when we are using adjectives to describe nouns, remember that opinion goes before fact. So your opinion, right? Beautiful, elegant, or whatever you think, your opinion goes before the fact. A fact is something more objective, something that you have evidence to, right? For example, the color, the size, the material, the shape. All right. So, but the rule is opinion before fact, and then the adjective. And then the noun. All right. All these before are all adjectives. Opinion adjectives, fact adjectives, and then the noun. All right. Okay. So that we've got that one clear already from yesterday, and today that we've just added something different. We've added a new element, which is the verb be, and for that we've changed the order of words: noun, verb be, and adjective. Right? Okay, so let's move on to adverbs. Adverbs describing verbs. So what is it? An adverb tells us how someone does something or how something happens. El adverbio describe cómo ocurre la acción, right? It tells us how something or how someone does something. Cómo ocurre la acción. Cómo se ejecuta esa acción. Okay? Cómo sucede algo. So for example, if I say to you in Spanish, ella caminó lentamente, what would you say? Remember what we can do is add ly to the adjective. That's a clue, right? That's like a shortcut. So ella caminó lentamente. She walked slowly. Slowly, very good. She walked slowly. How about this one? Él explicó el problema claramente. Él explicó el problema claramente. So, problema, the noun, claramente, the adverb. So how would you change it? He explained, because it's in the past, the problem clearly. He explained the problem clearly. So if you think about it, clear is an adjective. And if we add ly, then it becomes an adverb. Clearly, claramente. Okay, super easy, very simple. Los niños entraron haciendo ruido. Los niños entraron haciendo ruido. How can we say this in English? The children entered noisily. The children entered noisily. All right, how about this one? La historia terminó de una forma bonita. La historia terminó de una forma bonita. The story finished beautifully. So what is the action here? Finished. In the past, right? Finished. But now we want to describe that action. How did it finish? Well, finished beautifully. De una forma bonita. Beautifully. All right, so again, the adverb is describing the verb. Slowly describes walked, right? Clearly describes explained. Beautifully describes finished in our sentences. Remember the pattern, the structure. It's a verb and then the adverb. So verb and then the adverb. Why? Because the adverb is describing that verb. Answer quickly, listen carefully, sing beautifully, react badly, or speak softly. All right, let's move on to point number 3 about this. Many adverbs, as I said at the beginning of the lesson, are adjective plus an ly, remember? So many of our adverbs are actually adjectives with an ly at the end. If I say, for example, quick, the adverb is quickly. If I say serious, the adverb is seriously. What about careful? Carefully. Very good. Bad. Badly. Quiet. Quietly. Beautiful. Beautifully. How about slow? Slowly. Sudden. Suddenly. De pronto. Right? Okay, so see, these adjectives, when you add an ly to them, they become an adverb, right? Okay, so if I tell you, ella susurró en voz baja, she whispered quietly. Pero si te digo, fue un susurro bajo, you would say, it was a quiet whisper. All right? Okay. So let's compare. Point number 4. Let's compare the difference between adjective or adverb. Listen to this. She is a careful speaker. She is a careful speaker. Here, careful describes the person. But if I say she speaks carefully, in this sentence, carefully is describing the action. What's the action? Speak. How is she speaking? Carefully, right? Let's try with another one. The playlist was perfect. The playlist was perfect. What am I saying in Spanish? La lista de canciones era perfecta. What am I describing? The playlist. How is the playlist? How was the playlist? Perfect. So perfect describes the playlist. But if I said the songs were arranged perfectly, the songs were arranged perfectly. Las canciones estaban organizadas perfectamente. So what am I describing now? What am I describing? The action. What is the action? Organized, right? It perfectly describes how they were arranged. Okay, very good. How about one more? Let's try one more to make the difference clear. The scene was dramatic. The scene was dramatic. So what was dramatic? The scene. La escena fue dramática. What am I describing? The scene. But what if I say the actor moved dramatically? The actor moved dramatically. El actor se movió de forma dramática. The actor moved dramatically. What am I describing? The actor's movement, right? That he moved, the action of moving. So remember, adjective is what something is like. An adverb is how something happens. Okay? How something happens. That is the difference. Adjective, again, is what something is like. And an adverb is how something happens. Okay, so we describe something with the adjective, and with the adverb, we describe how something happens. Okay? That's the main difference between an adjective and an adverb. So, here comes a classic problem, good or well. Good or well. Well, both in Spanish significan lo mismo, ¿verdad? Good or well. Bueno. That's the meaning in Spanish. Bueno. O bien. También. So, good is usually an adjective, and it will describe a noun. That's the difference. Good is usually an adjective, and for that reason, it will always describe a noun. On the other hand, well is usually an adverb, and for that, it describes a verb. So listen to this. She is a good singer. What am I saying? Ella es una buena cantante. But what are we using? We're using good. She is a good singer. And if I add, she sings well, what am I saying? Ella canta bien. And I'm using well. She's a good singer and she sings well. Okay? Let's try with another one. He is a good cook. He's a good cook. And he cooks well. En vez de decir he cooks good, es mejor decir he cooks well. Okay? When we're describing the action, when we want to describe the action. So let's try with one more. That was a good performance. That was a good performance. Or, if I wanted to add something else, they performed well. Or, we can say it in a different way. They performed well. Actuaron bien. Fue una buena actuación, a good performance. Actuaron bien. They performed well. We're describing the action, and for that we use well. And when we're describing the noun, we will use good. Okay? So the food was good, but the chef cooked well. The class was good, but the students worked well. Okay? That's really, really important. Okay, so that's the difference between those two. And there's also one more thing that we should do before we end this section. Adverbs can also describe adjectives. And how does that happen? Well, they're usually used like this. Very good. This is when you want to make adjectives stronger or softer or more precise. Then you will use adverbs to describe adjectives. Like I said, very good. See, I'm not just saying good. I'm saying very good. Very is the adverb and good is the adjective. How about another one? Really interesting. Really interesting. Really is the adverb and interesting is the adjective. What about this one? Surprisingly easy. Sorprendentemente fácil. Surprisingly is the adverb and easy is the adjective. So this is, the pattern is adverb plus the adjective. And this is when we want to make adjectives sound or stress on the adjective. Okay, stress on the adjective. We want to make them sound stronger or softer or more precise. El concierto fue sorprendentemente tranquilo. How would you say that? El concierto fue sorprendentemente tranquilo. The concert was surprisingly calm. Surprisingly calm. Very good. El restaurante era bastante tranquilo también. El restaurante era bastante tranquilo. And we can say the restaurant was bastante, razonablemente, mejor, quiet, reasonably quiet para expresar tranquilo. So the restaurant was reasonably quiet. Right? How about this one? El primer bocado fue muy picante. El primer bocado fue muy picante. The first bite was really spicy. The first bite was really spicy. See how we're using adverb plus adjective? An adverb plus an adjective. We're stressing the adjective, right? Okay. That's it. We're going to move on now to our action, to our grammar in action. And we're going to practice adjective plus a noun, verb plus an adverb, good and well as well, right? Let's see. Let's begin with the first one. You have to choose the correct option. Listen to this. Listen carefully. Carefully. The concert had a very relaxed or relaxedly pace. What would you say is right? The concert had a very relaxed or relaxedly pace. Relaxed, right? The concert had a very relaxed pace. So what is this? This is an adjective or an adverb? An adjective, relaxed. Relaxedly, I don't think that word exists. So the concert had a very relaxed pace. What am I describing? I'm describing the noun. Which is the noun? Pace, which is also our useful word today. Pace. Next, the waiter moved calm or calmly between the tables. Let's say that again. The waiter moved calm or calmly between the tables. So is it an adjective or an adverb in this one? The waiter moved calmly between the tables. So what am I describing? The action. The waiter moved between the tables. All right, let's try with. We heard a nervous or nervously whisper near the back road. No, the back row. We heard a nervous or nervously whisper near the back row. So is it nervous or nervously? Nervous. What are we describing? The whisper. And we're doing it by using an adjective. We heard a nervous whisper, our useful word, near the back road. So keep practicing. Coming up next is the Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andrea. And you and me, we will talk again tomorrow. See you then.
Estás escuchando Vaughan Radio.
¿Tus hijos necesitan dar un salto de inglés este verano? ¿Tienen planes en el extranjero o simplemente quieren ganar confianza? Apúntales a nuestras clases particulares One-to-One. Con nuestras clases One-to-One ganarán confianza en inglés para alcanzar nuevas oportunidades. El inglés abre puertas y con Vaughan aprenderán inglés para vivir sus sueños. No esperes más y entra en grupovaughan.com e infórmate.
Hello, friends. It's that time of year again as we celebrate the Canada Day Pancake Breakfast in support of the Asociación Española contra el Cáncer. With the support of Vaughan Radio, we once again welcome you to join us for breakfast on Sunday, July 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Toast Tap Room Malasaña, Calle San Vicente Ferrer 33 in Madrid. Enjoy authentic Canadian-style pancakes and maple syrup, with a portion of each breakfast sold being donated to the Asociación Española contra el Cáncer, along with all the funds from our prize raffle, Nuestra Rifa. This year we have great prizes from Air Canada, Taste of America, Maltman Brewing, and more. Join us for a great time in support of a great cause at the 8th Annual Canada Day Pancake Breakfast, Sunday, July 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Toast Tap Room Malasaña. I hope to see you there, and happy Canada Day.
Si tu hijo tiene entre 6 y 12 años y termina el curso con dudas en matemáticas, Genius Math puede ayudarle a reforzar la base antes de septiembre. Clases online de matemáticas en inglés, método Singapur y 60% de descuento solo hasta el 30 de junio. Más información en grupovaughan.com/matemáticas.
Mommy, Daddy, these summer English books are so much fun.
¿Quieres que este verano tus hijos repasen inglés de forma divertida? Tenemos justo lo que necesitas. Llega Summer English. Listen, practice, learn. La nueva colección de cuadernos de Vaughan para niños de primero a sexto de primaria. Con juegos, gramática, vocabulario, audios y actividades online. Todo al más puro estilo Vaughan. Ya disponibles en vaughantienda.com y librerías seleccionadas. Este verano, aprender inglés será su plan favorito.
Este verano, ¿quieres que tus hijos se diviertan, vivan 1000 aventuras y además ganen fluidez en inglés, rodeados de naturaleza y con los mejores monitores angloparlantes Vaughan? Tráelos a nuestro Vaughan Summer Camps. Hay 4 ubicaciones diferentes para que elijas tu mejor opción. Con cabañas, actividades acuáticas, multiaventura, nuevos amigos y entornos increíbles